Hello, friends. Today, it will not be kings and queens who come to life, but legendary statues embodying the greatness and mysteries of ancient Greece. From marble goddesses to bronze heroes, these masterpieces have, for centuries, inspired awe, envy, and even superstitious fear. 1. Athena Parthenos, the goddess who guarded the heart of Athens. In the very heart of the Parthenon on the Acropolis stood golden Athena, not merely a sculpture, but a symbol of the pride and power of the Athenians. She reached 12 meters in height, with a face and hands made of ivory, her clothing of pure gold, and in her hand she held a tiny Nike, the goddess of victory. Athena's image was severe and majestic. She protected the city not only with the sword, but with wisdom. Even after the original's demise, her spirit lives on in copies and legends, inspiring generations of scholars, artists, and even politicians. Athena Parthenos is the embodiment of a power that bows to neither time nor any invading force. 2. Venus de Milo, the mystery of beauty without arms. On the island of Milos, a marble goddess was discovered by chance, becoming a symbol of both enigma and ideal beauty. Her real name remains uncertain. She might be Aphrodite, Amphitrite, or even Nike. The Venus de Milo fascinates with the harmony of her forms and astonishes through her imperfection. She lacks both arms, yet it is precisely this that has made her famous. The gentle twist of her torso, the softness of her contours, and her distant gaze have captivated for 2 centuries. Debate still rages over what exactly the goddess once held. Her brokenness has become a metaphor for beauty that can never be fully grasped or restored. 3. Zeus of Olympia, grandeur that awed the gods. Majestic Zeus sat upon his throne in the main temple of Olympia. He was counted among the 7 wonders of the world. Phidias created an image in which might and nobility merged. In one hand, he held a scepter, in the other, a statuette of Nike. The god's robe was of ivory and gold, and his gaze gentle yet stern. Zeus was not simply decoration for the temple. His presence inspired a sense of sacred power, believed capable of influencing human destinies. Though the original was lost to fire, the very myth of this statue still ignites the imagination. His image became a symbol of justice and universal harmony. 4. Discobolus, the moment that became eternity. Myron's Discobolus is not a god, but an athlete depicted at the climactic instant before throwing the discus. His body is tense and flexible, every muscle full of balance and harmony. The sculptor Myron captured the very essence of movement. It seems that, in another heartbeat, the discus will fly through the air. The bronze original is lost, but Roman marble copies have made this figure famous across the world. The Discobolus embodies the Greek ideal, the beauty of the moment in which achievement is frozen, and the striving for perfection of both body and spirit. 5. Nike of Samothrace, victory on the waves of time. Upon the prow of a marble ship rises the winged goddess Nike, created in honor of a great naval triumph. Her pose is dynamic, her drapery billows, wings are outspread, torso leans forward. All this creates an illusion of movement across the ages. Her face is lost, but her energy and grandeur remain eternal. The Nike of Samothrace became a symbol of victory that was overcome by neither sea storms nor time. She still greets visitors to the Louvre, inspiring a sense of triumph even in everyday victories. 6. Apollo Belvedere, the ideal of divine youth. Apollo, god of art and light, stands in sculpture in a victorious pose with bow and cloak over his shoulder. His body is the very model of harmonious proportion, his face the standard of beauty, and his gaze turned towards eternity. Found among ruins, this Apollo became the ideal for the Renaissance and a model for academic sculpture for centuries to come. His image is eternal youth and creative fire, which inspires the search for beauty even in the darkest moments of history. 7. Hermes with the infant Dionysus, the legend of a touch of immortality. In this masterpiece by Praxiteles, Hermes gently holds the infant Dionysus, as if protecting and blessing the child. The sculpture impresses with the lightness of its lines, the tenderness of its details, and extraordinary plasticity. It seems there is an invisible dialogue between God and child. This is one of the rare original Greek statues to have survived to our days. Its composition is a meeting of the divine and the human, the immortality of love, which overcomes even the centuries. 8. Laocoon and his sons, pain frozen in stone. In this dramatic work, the Trojan priest Laocoon and his sons vainly struggle against the serpent sent by the gods. Their bodies are twisted, faces filled with pain, every movement charged with despair. The Rhodian masters recreated not only the musculature, but also the psychology of suffering. This group became the symbol of humanity's tragic struggle against fate. The Laocoon has influenced European art as a model for expressing emotion and the depths of drama. 9. Dorophoros, the warrior as ideal. Polykleitos. Dorophoros is the epitome of Greek courage and harmony. He stands calmly, but his whole body holds tension, an inner readiness for action. The statue became the embodiment of the famous canon, the proportions of the human body aspired to by sculptors for centuries afterwards. Dorophoros symbolizes the harmony of physical strength and intellect, the balance between stillness and movement that underpinned Greek culture. 10th, Artemis of Ephesus, goddess of wealth and life. Unlike the classical images, the Artemis of Ephesus has many breasts, a symbol of inexhaustible fertility, abundance, and protection. Her temple was one of the 7 wonders of the world, and the goddess herself was regarded as the patroness of life and all living things. Her marble figure is stern and aloof, yet her cult united peoples, and her image influenced the entire ancient tradition. Artemis of Ephesus shows that in ancient Greece, a woman could be not only the ideal of beauty, but also the source of power and prosperity. 11th, Ludovici Ares, the god of war at rest. This Ares is not rushing into battle. He sits thoughtful with taut muscles yet a relaxed pose. His helmet is cast aside, and beside him is a small Eros holding a sword. The sculptor showed a strength that can, for a moment, pause and reflect on the cost of war. Ludovici Ares became an iconic image of a god who can doubt, not merely conquer. His gaze is full of sorrow and calm, and within that calm, an anticipation of the next battle. 12th, Athena Promachos, the defender of Athens. Once upon a time, the bronze Athena Promachos towered over the Acropolis, visible even from the sea. She held a shield and spear, her stance an eternal challenge to any foe. During sieges, her image inspired the defenders of the city. It was believed that her strength was what saved Athens. Though the sculpture has long since vanished, memories of her endure in myths, drawings, and even coats of arms. Athena Promachos is a symbol of unbreakable will, military wisdom, and the defense of the city. 13th, Moschophoros, man and offering. The Moschophoros, or calf-bearer, is not a hero, but an ordinary Greek carrying a lamb upon his shoulders. His expression is calm, his gaze dreamy. In this simplicity, there is gratitude to the gods, connection with nature, and a sense of dignity available to all. The Moschophoros attests, even a modest daily offering can be immortalized in stone and become a symbol of human kindness and responsibility. This statue embodies the harmony of man with the world and gratitude for the gift of life. 14th, Antinous, eternal youth and sorrow. The favorite of Emperor Hadrian, the young Antinous, after his tragic death, became a true symbol of beauty and melancholy. By imperial decree, statues of him appeared throughout the empire, the face always a little pensive, even sad, the posture perfectly harmonious. Antinous became the personification of lost youth, of an ideal that can never be recaptured, and of human longing for that which is irretrievably gone. His image is one of the first celebrity icons in the history of humanity. 15th core from the Acropolis, the image of an unknown goddess. Dozens of statues of young maidens, the Korai, have been found on the Athenian Acropolis, but this one is particularly famous. Her dress is adorned with delicate carving, her stance is perfect, and her smile mysterious. The core has no name, her past remains a mystery. She became the embodiment of youth, purity, feminine beauty, and the cult of womanhood in Greece. Her figure stood beneath the open sky for centuries, then became a museum treasure, forever fresh and young. 16. The charioteer of Delphi, the gaze that stops time. He stands solemnly, holding the reins of his chariot, a true hero of sporting glory in Hellas. The charioteer was created in honor of victory at the Pythian Games, and for more than 2,000 years has preserved the composure of a victor. His eyes, inlaid with glass and ivory, appear lifelike, and his posture radiates nobility. The charioteer of Delphi is an example of dignity that can be gained only by one's own efforts and honest struggle. 17. Artemis of Brauron, the goddess among people. In this sculpture, the huntress goddess is depicted in motion with bow and deer at her feet. She is not distant, but seems to be observing humanity with a gentle smile, motherly in her care for each person. Her image is independence, harmony with nature, and feminine power that protects the weak. Artemis of Brauron reminds us that goddesses may be not only stern, but also compassionate companions in everyday life. 18. The Critios boy, a new vision of the human. This is the first sculpture in history to be made in contrapposto, a natural pose where the body's weight is unevenly distributed. The Critios boy is no longer a hero symbol, but an ordinary youth simply resting. He conveys lightness, individuality, and a new perspective on the human. Now, no longer an abstract idea, but a living person, the forerunner of all portrait traditions in Europe. 19th, Demeter of Knidos, mother and patroness. Demeter is the goddess of the earth and fertility, but her statue at Knidos is marked by a special humanity. Her features convey kindness, care, and tenderness. She sits in contemplation, her face full of calm and sadness. Demeter personifies maternal care and generosity, and the cult of this goddess supported farmers throughout Greece. She reminds us that even the gods need love, that even in greatness there is room for gentleness. 20. Lysippos Hermes, the last ideal of Hellenism. Hermes by Lysippos is youthful, supple, in gentle motion, with an air of calm and confidence. This statue is the final chord of Greek classicism. It contains all the lightness and elegance of the epoch. He seems to invite us to admire not only beauty, but life itself. The image of Hermes marks a transition. After the world of Greek gods, Roman emperors take the stage, and a new reckoning of time and culture begins. Which story or image touched you the most? Write in the comments, because art lives on as long as it evokes emotion.